them too. We have 4 cats.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then let me see where yours is.
That's right behind this pillow.
Ah, great. Oh, that's great.
Oh.
That's recording. Okay, you'll need to, let's see, go ahead and hold up the slate, Joe, so you can get it in the right spot. That's good, and that's good, so go ahead and slate it. And will you say what it is? Hill's interview?
Hill's interview. What is this?
2015.
2015, August 5th.
Great.
Okay.
And do you want to share it here? Okay, and I'll sit here.
Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Hill, can you see back? You can see me okay?
Yeah, all right, thank you.
So, first of all, is it okay if we do an interview with you for, first of all, can you hear me back there okay? Can you hear me? Yes, okay.
He is a little bit deaf. We both are, actually.
Okay, well, tell me if I'm not speaking loud enough, or if I'm speaking too loudly. That's always more annoying. So, is it all right if we do an interview with you for this film? I just need to get a verbal permission from you on camera. Is it okay if we
Yeah.
do the interview?
Yeah.
Yes?
Okay.
Is it okay? So, first
He looks
of all,
frightened, doesn't he?
you look great. First of all, tell me about yourself, what your names are, and how long you've been married. Go ahead.
My name's Mary Josephine Hill.
Yeah.
And I'm 88, and I've been married for 67 years.
And your name, sir?
My name is Albert, but they christened me. They came out of church, and my dad called me Donny, and I've been called Donny ever since. But I have to sign everything as Albert, because that's my name. When I was in school, the teacher said when he comes through that gate, his name's Albert. When he goes out, you can call him what you like. But so I'm known as Donny, but my name is Albert.
All right. We're just going to make a little adjustment here, so move the light much closer to him. So.
Yeah.
How's that?
Even a little
All right,
closer.
thank
Even a
you.
little closer.
And I've been married, we've been married, going more or less 77 years now.
67.
Sorry, 67.
How's that?
That's good.
Before we go any farther, I need to get my backpack.
There's always these little things we adjust before we really get going. Okay. Okay. So, I'm sorry, how long have you been married?
67 years.
Wow. And how did you all meet?
Well,
if it's safe for television,
I
tell
used
us.
to, nothing secret about me, I used to bike to work from here, about 5 mile, and he used to bike to work as well. But we weren't in the same place, but we'd come together, and he'd bike up with me sometime. And his mum, my mum, knew each other, like.
Oh,
and I was engaged to someone as well, so he never asked me to go out with him because I was engaged for about 4
I
years.
used to bike home with her every night, more or less, but I wouldn't ask her because she was engaged. But he used to knock her about. He used to punch her and knock her about terrible. And I went, my mate said to me, there's a dance down the road, dancing lessons. Shall we go? I said, yeah, we'll go. So we went. Who was there was Mary. And I said, where is he? She said, I finished with him. he's knocking me about terrible. So I came home with it, like, and from then on, we went out, and that was it.
How old were you?
I was, well, at the time,
I was 20.
you weren't many.
I was 20 because you came to my 21st, but I didn't know you very well. I didn't know whether I'd ask him or not, you know, but I did.
But
So you'd be about 21.
I was 21,
I'd be about,
yeah.
and I'd be about 20.
So I know this isn't have a lot to do with Dial a Ride, but I think it's very interesting for people to get to know the people, know a little bit about you both. So tell me about Mary when you first met her. What was she like?
Well, all right, like she was like, she was very worried because the bloke was knocking her about terrible, and she didn't tell her mother and dad because he might go for him and hurt. He might get hurt by him hitting her. We found out after he hit his mother as well. He used to hit his mother. So, like I say, I felt sorry for her as well.
So you married her because you felt sorry for her.
But
No, kidding.
I always liked Mary, like, but I would never ask her because she was engaged. I thought it's not fair.
They don't care these days, do they?
Not so much anymore. Well, so what did you like about her?
Well, everything. Yeah, I liked your ways and all that, and yeah.
And Mary, what did you like about? I'm sorry, I don't know your first names. Oh, Albert, Donnie.
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 Mine's Mary.
So what did you like about Donnie?
That he didn't hit me.
He was.
That you didn't hit me. He said, don't worry. He said, I won't ever touch you. He said, don't worry about that. So I didn't.
So you made a home for yourself here. Tell us about this place that you've got. How long you've lived here?
Yeah, we lived with my mother when we first got married.
About 65 years.
And we came here about 18 months after we got married, didn't we?
Yeah. Mm.
And a local councillor got it for us.
See, there's a little story as well about this.
Okay.
We've been married, well, Mary was 60 and she went to get her pension. She couldn't get her pension because she hadn't got a pension book. She hadn't got
I hadn't got a birth certificate.
Birth certificate. But we found out then that it wasn't Mary's proper mother and father.
We found it when I was 60.
That she wasn't.
I didn't belong to them. 60.
No.
They didn't tell me. They died. So Donnie rang, I thought was my cousin. He said, do you know anything about Mary? And she said, she wouldn't answer. He said, look, do you know anything about Mary? She can't get her pension. Do you know anything? She said, well, yes. We all knew. He said, why? Was she adopted? She said, yeah. She said, we all knew, but we were told not to tell her. So there was only a cousin left that knew. So, and we still couldn't get my pension because they said I didn't exist. By Mary Peregrine, I didn't exist. So one day she said, do you know your name's Jones? Your mum's name was Jones. I said, no, never heard of it. She said, when they brought you, all the family are there, and they brought this little bundle. She'd be about 9 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. And she said, can I hold her? So they sat her on the settee and and she said, what's her name? She said, Mary Josephine Jones Peregrine. Oh, she said, that's a nice name. She said, so Jones, she said, have you looked in Jones? Because we had to go to Somerset House to get birth certificate. So Donny rang Somerset House. He said, would you look under Josephine Jones? Because Peregrine's gave me my name, Mary, but my mother christened me Josephine. So they looked at, yes, she said, we've got it. We've got a Josephine Jones here, 1931. So that's how I got my birth certificate.
That's a lot of work.
A lot of work, yeah.
Like with Marion, well, she Mary always thought she was Marion was Mary's cousin, but they weren't relation really. Like
I don't know who I come from now.
But actually, Mary's, who she thought was her mother, her brother, he was horrible. He used to hit his wife, his daughter, and he was terrible. Terrible he was. And he never bothered with us, like, we never bothered with him, actually. But I could say, we found out, in a way, that Mary's father
Well, we don't know much about him.
wasn't on the birth certificate. I got the birth certificate at the end, but Mary's
His
mother
name
was
wasn't
on
on it.
But his
My
dad,
mum's was.
but he was somebody in London, a big man in London,
Well, we think he was.
well off.
We don't know. We just think, because when my mum got pregnant years ago, she couldn't have afforded to go in hospitals, couldn't afford anything in London. He must have paid for her to go into a maternity home. Then when she got into labour, he paid for her to go into West Ham Hospital. That's where I was born.
West Ham Hospital.
We
He
could
must
never
have paid
find.
for her, you see. He must have paid for all that. So he must have been quite a rich man.
We could never find.
And my mother must have, and we found out my mother was a servant in London. So whether she was in the house and he was the culprit,
We could never find Mary's mother.
it was too late to
grave.
find out. At 60, I couldn't find any more out.
We'd have gone to the grave, but we couldn't find it.
If only I'd have known where mother was born or buried, we'd have gone like. But as regards my father, I'm not interested because I think probably in them days it wasn't like today. If you could get you could have a servant because she would be frightened to say no. It'd be her job. So he wouldn't want to marry her. He just wanted for sex. He'd marry somebody his own station.
Or above his station if he could get it.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't got a very good opinion of men. Because when we came here, my father brought us, I was walking along the lanes one day, all on my own, because I didn't know anybody. We didn't know a soul here. And I got the dog with me, and a young chap come on a push bike, and he stopped and he said, hello. I said, hello. He said, would you come over that hedge with me? I said, what for? He said, you'll be ever so pleased if you do. I said, well, I don't want to. And he struggled. I managed to get away from him. He struggled and he struggled. Poor dog, run off. And I managed to get away from him. I was scared stiff. So the next time I went to walk, I took my uncle had got an Alsatian. So I took the Alsatian the next time. And then I say, I met this chap. I didn't know who he was. I'd never lived here. I never went to school here. I'd left school by the time we came here. And he started knocking me about. Because he said, you won't finish with me because nobody will want you now. He said, and if you did try to finish with me, nobody would want to see your face again. So I thought, God, what's he doing to my face, I managed, I struggled in the end. I thought I can't marry him. I can't marry somebody like that. If he's like that now, what's he be like when I get married? And like I say, I didn't tell my parents. And my mum used to say, it's a shame finishing that nice lad you had. And she said to Donnie once, she had a nice lad, she had a nice chap before you, she said. And Donnie said, was he a nice? Yes, he's very nice. He said, well, I'll tell you something now that Mary didn't tell you. She knocked her about places where it didn't show. He said, and she didn't tell you because she was worried in case he did it to you. So that's why she didn't tell you. She was protecting you.
And what did she say to that when Donnie?
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
See, I knew her. I knew her who she thought was her mother and dad well. I used to play cricket a lot, and I played once, and her father was there. He wasn't her father, but he was there. We knew each other quite well. He was all right, but she didn't want me because she thought he was all right.
But here we are, all these years later, and it looks like you were right.
Yeah.
But before we came down here, I lived at Walsall. That's near Birmingham. And my father, she had an uncle. She had a brother that lived at Donington Depot. You heard of Donington?
Mm-mm.
No. Well, it's not far from here. They had it was a big army camp. They had a lot of stars there in the war. Loads of stars used to go there because there was a theatre there as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he was manager of the entertainments there. He had a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew the war was getting to an end, and he knew that he wouldn't have that job anymore, all the stars wouldn't come. So he bought the Kinnersley Arms pub down the village. So he asked my dad if he'd run it. So my dad said, oh yeah, well. So he came from Walsall, he came to eat here, and he liked it. He never asked us if we'd like it. He never mentioned it to my mum. He came home one weekend and he said, do you know what he said? He said, well, Chris, to my mum, I like it and I'm staying. She said, well, what about us? I like it and I'm staying.
So your father bought this place for you, or this place was bought by somebody, you never got asked whether you liked it or not?
Never, no. It was my mother's brother that bought it, see, and he was running it for me. I mean, if it had been me, I would have had them all together, the kids together, the mum together, and if they didn't want to go, I would have said, no, I can't run it anymore. But no, he didn't. So I was 14. I was thinking about getting a job. You got a job, you left school at 14. So I was going to get a job. And I had to leave all my friends. And we had a modern house. It was a big house in the middle, and there were 10 little bungalows there. Well, no, they weren't bungalows, just one rooms. And 10 there, 10 for the men and 10 for the ladies, old people. And my mum didn't have to look after them, but she had to see that they looked after themselves. And if they didn't, she'd have to report it so that they could get someone to look after, clean for them or something like that, you know. She just had to sort of monitor them and see that they were being all right. So she had to pack that in. And when she told the housing manager, she gave him a notice. He said, have you seen Mrs. Peregrine? Have you seen the place? She said, well, no. The husband said, I've got a little place for you if you'll come. He said, what is it? She said, he said it's a cottage. He said, I've seen cottages. Have you seen it? He said, I've seen country cottages. He said, look, Mrs. Peregrine, he got a notice. He said, I'm putting this on here. He put it on a window ledge. He said, and I'm not going to look at that for a month. I just pretend it's not there. And within a month, if you want to come back, your house is there. Well, we left a good place like that. Brought us, the van man, when we came, I see him now, he stood, he went, Mrs, you've come too soon. Do you want me to take you back? It was a little old cottage. Paper was falling off the wall. There was no toilet. Up the garden somewhere. There was no water. Had to go to a big well thing.
Yeah.
We looked. Went in the little sitting room and the floor was up. Couldn't believe it.
I often wondered, like, my dad he volunteered for the First World War when he was 17.
Wow.
And he said he was 19 and he went in with his brother and they went as twins. And you can always fight by side if you have twins. But his brother was shot and killed aside of him. But I always wonder if my dad had a friend named Donny, why he called me Donny. Whether he had a friend in the army called Donny.
True. Well, let me just make an adjustment here and we'll keep on going. It's very interesting. Let's give you just a little more light.
So that's how I come to live in Shrewsbury.
So,
My mother had to pack everything up and bring it all herself.
so now let's talk a little bit about Dial-A-Ride. How important is that to you getting around?
Well, it's when my husband lost his car. The woman down the road used to be Dial-A-Ride, and I heard about her, and I asked her, and she said yes. She said they're very good. She said if you want them, she said I'll tell them when when they come to me, and they'll get in touch with you. So they did, and they said, well, yeah, you're all right. I don't think they'd go further on out of the district. They said you're just about right there. So they said, what day did I want to go and all that.
So let me just interrupt. So you're on the very edge of the area that they can
Yes,
pick up?
yes, I'm just on the edge. Because a woman that lives further up, they won't take her, and she only just lives up the road, a few 100 yards from me. So and it came to me like. So they said we'll come and we'll bring you back at a certain time. We bring you back, and we also do. We go out for a meal a couple of times a year, and then if you want it, if I want somebody, not just on that day, if I said we go out, if she take us out for the day to a garden centre or something like that, so we can do that as well, like. So it's a very good firm.
What would you do without Dial-A-Ride?
I'd have to get a taxi.
And how much would that be?
It'd be £15 there and £15 back.
Can you afford that?
That's a lot of money. £15 is. Yeah.
They're very good.
I have to occasionally, if I miss the bus, I will get a taxi. But I wouldn't like to think I get a taxi every day, every week. You know.
She's got a free bus ticket, but the bus isn't hopeless. You don't
I
get
couldn't. I couldn't bring groceries on the bus. I mean, because there's no shop here, so I have to do for the week. When I go, I have about 6 bags of shopping, like, you know, 6 big bags to last me the week, like.
Dial a Ride are very good if they have these meals. They'll come and pick us up and bring us back, and there's somebody out there that will push me on and off and push me in and out of the hotel and everything.
That sounds like a good deal. Okay, one more adjustment. These interviews like this are not easy with 2 people, so the lighting has to have a few adjustments. Are you thirsty? Can we get you anything, or is everybody?
No, I think
That should be okay.
I'm gonna move these guys though, so they don't.
Where's your maid gone?
I think he's in the kitchen answering some emails.
Oh.
I don't think he's doing anything bad.
It's working.
I think he thought you were having a rest.
I guess that's what he thinks I always do.
You know what each other does, don't you? You
Yeah.
work together for quite a bit, have you?
Oh yeah.
I need,
That's the paper.
Ah.
It's the postman, really. He very kindly brings the paper. He doesn't have to.
Put it in the kitchen?
Yeah, anywhere, thank you.
Stu, you should see these lovely scones that have been prepared.
oh, I know, we started without having our tea. Well, we'll take a tea break in just a little bit. Save us some. Is your wife a good cook? Is your wife a good cook?
No.
Yeah.
No, just an ordinary cooker. I
No.
used to do a lot of
When
all
we-
sorts of things, but when you get old,
When we
you,
opened the
you don't want to do
gardens-
it.
Sure.
When we opened the gardens, they always used to come here for the scones. People would meet down in the village, and they'd say, "Have you been to number 8? The scones are lovely there."
Scones are lovely at number 8. I like that. Oh, no, that might work. Okay.
Number 8 is famous for its scones.
Okay, let's continue. All right, we're back at it now. So it looks like Dial-A-Ride might go away. What do you think of that?
What do you mean go away?
Stop running.
Are they? What's that?
Well, the bus drivers up in Derbyshire, I don't know if I said that right, made a fuss about Dial-A-Ride giving away rides so inexpensively. And they thought it was unfair competition. They complained to the government, and now the government is looking at Dial-A-Ride programs, seeing if they're unfair competition.
Because there are other ones doing it the same sort of thing.
Sure, it's a good program. What do you think of that?
Well, I'm quite happy and quite pleased with what they do for me.
If it was to shut down, though, what do you think of that?
Well, that'd be very bad for me. Yeah, very bad.
Yeah, it'd be a bad thing if they do, because they're so good.
Yes, without a car, I would have to have a taxi. And like I say, I can understand it being dear because it's a long way. It's about 9 or 10 mile. So, yeah, it would cost me about £30
There is
to start before I pay any. Before I have my food bill, it would cost me £30.
See, there's a company that deliver all around here from Tesco's and Morrison's.
I could do that, have that, but I'd rather go. You know, I'd rather go and see what there is there, and
Why is that? To get out a little bit?
to get out as well. Because, like, I'm a town person. I've always been a town person. Donny isn't. He's a country person. I couldn't drag him into the town. He wouldn't like it. But so I stick it here. As long as I can get about, on a Tuesday and Thursday, I go on the bus, just for seeing people and seeing shops. Company. Yeah, he says, well, what about me? But he is company, but I want more company. I used to work with about 40 girls when I worked in a toy factory down Iron Bridge. You heard of Iron Bridge?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I left, I did voluntary work. For about 10 years, I worked at a place for...
Scopes.
It's called Scopes. It was like a disabled thing, you know. And I worked there with people. I was on the till, so I saw everybody, you know. And I had a slight stroke. And I was forgetting things. I was having to fetch them from upstairs for things I knew. And I thought, this isn't fair. So I just finished from that. So I was born, like I say, I was born in the heart of London, and I've got that in me, towny. I love the town.
What I reckon has been a big success with Mary and myself. We got married. I know it, went on a honeymoon, came back home, went to work, come home on the Friday, and I gave Mary my wage packet. She says, what's this? I said, it's my wages. Oh, my dad never gave my mother his. He used to turn his back on her when he gave her money.
Oh.
And I said, look, we joint account, and that's it. And everything in the house is what Mary has decided on and bought, because we put our money together. And I said, I don't need money. I don't drink, I don't smoke. And I used to play a lot of football and cricket, but I never had to pay for that. But, you know, I packed all that in anyway once we got married. I didn't go, I was in the gardens. But I always reckon that, and we had some marvellous holidays, and we always had nice cars and what have you. And like I say, the money was always there. We was, put it this way, we were never hard up. We never bought a
But
thing.
being retired 20
Unless we
years,
paid
we all
for
know. We haven't got a lot of money now.
We never bought anything unless we paid for it. Never owed a penny. Like I say, we put our money together. We had a joint account and everything. And it's been a very big success.
And now with you not being able to move around a lot, do you get stir crazy at all?
I feel guilty when I see Mary working on the garden, and I used to do all that, and I can't do it now. It hurts me, but I do what I can. But like I say, Mary knows that I can't do it. It isn't that I won't do it, I can't.
He was never in.
I could not
One
get...
time it'd be dark, and I'd say, "What's he doing out there?" You know, just finishing this bit off. You know, he didn't know what it was to sit on the settee.
I couldn't get up and walk to that chair without a walker. I'd fall.
What happened?
No
Car
balance at all.
Had a car accident.
Pardon me?
Had a car accident. And he was a bit wobbly as it was, you know, because I think it's in the family. I think bad hips and backs are in his whole family had it. And I think Donnie had got it, but when he had his accident, that finished it off.
Well, that must have been a big change for you.
Yeah,
How so?
terrible. No car. It was like having my legs cut off. I couldn't drive.
The best car we ever had, a Toyota. I rode it off.
Yeah, it was the best car we've had, really.
What's it?
I had Rovers, I had nice cars, but this was always the best car, we said.
It wasn't a new car, but I think the person had it had put all sorts of things on it. You know, all the little things that weren't on, you know. And it was a good car.
But you can't drive now.
You see, in them days, in my day, men were the bosses. They're not, yeah. And I wanted to drive, and he said, "I shouldn't if I were you, Mary." He said, "Because you're that fond of animals, and you'd see a rabbit in the road, and you'd be up the hedge." And I thought, I better not. I wouldn't now, my God. If it was now, I'd say, "Oh, up you, I'm going to learn." But I didn't. I better not. See, in them days, you listened to the men. You thought they were right. And they aren't. They aren't all right. Sometimes they're right, but they're not all right. And you used to think, the men are right, so you've got to go with the men. So I didn't learn. But you know, now, I might have been driving now, mightn't I?
I don't think you would, Mary, not
You
now.
don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
I don't think
I'm very strong-willed, and I've had a lot of disappointments in my life, and I've pushed myself on. I don't sit down and give in. I push it on, you know. And so I think I could probably do short journeys. You know, I wouldn't go far, but probably just to town and back, you know.
If somebody were to offer you the chance to learn how to drive, would you take them up on that?
Not at 88. It's too late. But I should have learned. I was very silly. I see a lot of silly things that we've both done wrong. Not buying this house, for one thing, you know.
See, I could not drive now if I was all right, because I have got glaucoma. And
Your eyes aren't very good now, are
I
they?
wouldn't take a chance. It wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't chance it.
But
'Cause I
should have
got-
let me drive and I'd be driving you now.
Yes. Do you have any regrets for not letting her learn how to drive?
Pardon?
Do you have any regrets for not letting her learn how to drive?
Well, she did have a go. She had 1 or 2 goes.
I didn't.
You did,
Well, my
Don-
brother, my lovely brother, he isn't my brother, but he is. He took me on an airfield, you know, and I had to go on that
In a car,
in a car, yeah,
on an airfield.
yeah. And
Did it not go well?
well, he went home again because you see, my brother lived here as well. We all came as kids, see, and he managed to get away because when he was 18, he had to go in the forces. In years ago, all boys at 18 had to join up, have to go in the RAF,
Oh,
the Army or the Navy. And my brother chose to go in the RAF. And he chose to go for 3 years. You could go for 2 or 3 years, but if you went for 3, you had a bit better time. And apparently, and so when it was time to be demobbed, his friend, as used to live at Walsall, he said, I know you don't like it there. He says, why don't you come and live at our with us, our family? So he did. He got it. He escaped, and I'm glad for him. He escaped from here because he hated it like me.
See,
Hated it.
her brother was the same as Mary. He didn't know it was his mother and father.
Oh yes, he was. Yeah, he knew he was adopted.
Oh, he
He knew he was adopted. Yeah, I remember him coming. I remember him. I was only a little girl, and I saw this little boy come. Little boy, he got straight hair and all cut short, a little red face, and she said, "This is your little brother, and he's coming to live here." And we got on so well. We loved each other, and I love him now. He's dead now, but I love him just the same, you
He
know.
pulled Mary out of the canal.
no.
But where we lived by the canal. Our back garden was right by the canal, you know. And horses, and it used to be horses. There wasn't many motor barges then. It was just, you see the men with the horses and the wagons. And if they shouted at the horses, I shouted at them, and they shouted back at me, you know. Didn't like to hear them shout at the horses. And can't bear cruelty.
Do you get stir crazy? Do either of you get stir crazy or bored living out in the country?
I love the country. I watch all country programs, but I don't like living in it. I'm a townie. I'm lost. I miss people.
Born in West Ham.
No, I was
Born in West Ham.
in West Ham Hospital. Oh yeah, yeah.
So you miss people.
I miss people. Yeah.
But
I
your
like
husband's-
like people.
But so you have your husband though.
Yeah, but he's only one. He isn't people. It's only talk. I like to talk to more than one, and I can't talk to him sometimes. He's in a nasty mood. You are, aren't you?
No.
You are. Yes. He gets a funny.
I have a feeling that she gets in a nasty mood sometimes as well. Is that right?
I suppose we both do.
That's only normal, right, for two
Yeah.
people who've been together.
Yes, I mean, you're bound to. When people say we've lived together for about 60 years and we've never had a misword, I think they're the biggest liars in creation.
I have to have an ambulance now, and I have to go to the hospital quite on and off. And this chap come, ambulance driver, and he said, "Nice round here. How long have you been around here?" I said, 60 odd years. And I said, been married that long? He said, what's the secret? And another one said, are you still speaking?
I think the secret is putting up with each other, putting up with each other's. He's got faults, I've got faults, and if you can put up with the faults, then it's all right.
And if you can get out a little bit to be around other people.
Yeah, for me. Yeah, for me.
Do you not need to be out with other people, Don?
No,
Oh,
because
yeah, well,
he's country boy.
I
He's
am-
used to it.
I am
Quiet.
bothered now, like.
I mean,
I
he
just
used to go
married.
from farm to farm with his dad. He'd go on another farm, and then they'd all move, you know, in the fields and all that. I mean, I'm not used to that. I'm used to
See, what we do
mixing
do,
with people, you know.
what we do, we get a bloke, he used to be the gardener, and he'll take us to Shrewsbury and drop us off for 4 or 5 hours or something like that, and we'll go shopping and have a meal. Because I got a scooter, Mary doesn't have to push me. I got a motor scooter, and I get about that way, like.
But for 2 days, for Tuesday and Thursday, I go at 10 o'clock and I'm back at 1. I don't leave him only 3 hours. And that's my bit of outlet, seeing people, seeing shops, talking. I'll talk to anybody that speaks to me, you know.
Well, what do you think the solution would be to make it better?
To die. Yeah. I wouldn't bother me if I died tonight. I'm ready. I've got nobody that loves me, only Donny. And I know he wouldn't last long without me. Oh yes, I'd be very happy to die.
Donnie, what do you think about that?
Well,
He's heard it
I
before.
don't like her saying it, but I don't argue or say anything. You know.
Because I don't know, I never knew my mum and dad. I never knew if I had any brothers and sisters. And this adopted mum wasn't very nice. Do you know what?
What's that?
What would, if you were sat at the table, with your hand on the table, like the dinner table, and your mum picked up a knife and cut you, would you think that was very nice?
No.
She cut me there. My hand was there like that. I saw her get the knife and sharp knife because it bled. My dad took me upstairs into the bathroom to bathe it and all that. That isn't being a good mum, is it? And me and Don were all right. Like you say, my brother, we were all right. But she wanted another child. And she'd never had children, but she adopted another one.
She adopted.
She was about 4 or 5 when she came. Now, she didn't. If that had been me, I'd have sat my child down and had a talk and said, look, a little girl that's coming here. Not very nice mum, she's poor. Her mum's not very good to her, so they're taking her away and they're bringing her to a nice mum. And so I want you to be nice to her, be friendly and all that, you know. She didn't think any of that. Do you know what happened? She met me from school, walking down the road, and she got this little girl in her hand. Like, I thought, who was that?
Oh.
And when she got to me, she said, "Oh, Mary, this is your sister, and she's come to live with us."
Wow. You remember that?
Well, I just I just shocked for a minute, and she gave her all my toys to play with, and she used to say things about me. She used to pit each other against each other, and we got to hate each other. Instead of loving each other, we got to hate each other. Now, a good mom doesn't do that, do they?
I don't think so.
So I don't think she was good, and I don't think my dad was a good parent, bringing me here, miles away from anywhere, and hating it.
Well, let me ask you this.
I didn't know anybody. I brought into a village, not knowing a soul. I used to walk the street. I used to walk up the lanes because I was lonely.
Well, I have one other question here. Let me just adjust this. know you said, well, to die would be the best solution, but what about for the rest of the world there? What kind of hope would you give, or what advice would you give for people who find themselves in your situation, that want to get out more?
If you didn't want to live, try and live as best you can. I mean, if you've got no money or anything, how can you be happy? I mean,
Would people,
like I say, if Donnie died, I'd have very little money. And I'd still have to keep the house up, buy food, pay the rent, you know, just the same. So that's why I'd be better off dead.
well, what about other people? Do you have any life advice for people who, I don't know?
I've had some lovely friends, but I don't see them now because we haven't got a car to go and see them, so they don't come and see us. And I did have a friend, she's died. I used to go to town with her. I worked with her. And when we left, I said, look, we got on well. Why don't we go into town once day a week and go and have a coffee? So that's what we did. We used to go and have a coffee. She got a very good pair. 2 sons were marvellous to her. They'd do anything for her. And
Who is the person that you have coffee with at Tesco when you go into town? The woman? You said you used to work together?
I don't know her very well. She's not my friend. This is the friend that I was on about that we had a coffee with. I was sitting there having me coffee in Tesco one day, and she came to me and she said, do you mind if I come and sit by you? There's a man, he's been after me for a bit. She said, I don't want him. I said, well, yeah, come on then, come and sit by me if you want. She was upset. So the next week she came again. She kept coming, and she's just like brought herself onto me. She's very nice, but I mean, she's not my friend. She thinks that she is, I think, but to me, she's not my friend. And I only see her when I go to Tesco. With this other friend, I used to see her a lot, you know.
So it's having good friends, best friends, that is important.
Oh yes, if you've got a good friend, yeah. Because you can tell your friend anything. Yeah. But I've got no friends at all now. I used to have a friend. She lived at Wellington. We've gone on holidays together, the 4 of us. Her husband died. So we had the car. So Donnie used to fetch her here, bring her here, have a cup of tea, take her back. And then we'd go over to her house one day. And all of a sudden, she doesn't come. She doesn't want to do it anymore. I don't know why. Just don't know why. So I've lost this little friend that died, this nice little lady that I worked with. She went in hospital for nothing on earth, really. And her son rang me and he said, oh, my mum's just died. I said, when? He said, this morning. So he said, I thought I'd let you know because I know you were friendly with her. So I went to her funeral as well. Yeah. So that's why when I go and have a coffee now, I go on my own. I do a bit of shopping as well, you know. But I mean, you know, I walk around the shops and see the shops. Johnny can't understand me, but he's born and bred country, and I'm not. I was brought here against my will. I hated it, and I still hate it. But I watch all country programs. I like the country. Nothing wrong with the country. It was bringing me here, away from the town. I lost friends in town. I lost friends I went to school with. I go out. I wasn't allowed to go out at night or anything because I was only 14.
So what advice would you have for a young person if you could tell Mary Hill, who's 20, a piece of advice from Mary Hill, who's 88, what would you tell her?
What about living here or?
Just not being lonely and isolated. Making sure that that doesn't happen to you.
Well, wherever you live, try and make some girlfriends. Don't bother much with boys, because they only want one thing. Just have a couple of good friends that you can go out and have a laugh with, and go and have a coffee and have a little titter about things, And
Did you have good friends when you were young?
when I was at school, yes, and just before we come down here, yes.
But when you moved, you had to start over.
Because I got nobody. There was nobody. There was no kids about. There was no people about. I never saw any. I'd just come out of the house and walk up the lanes, walk all round the lanes, because I was lonely. And then I got a job in the village, not far from where I live, as housework. So I did that, and every about 6 months she was having a baby, and then she lost it. And not only I had to look after her as well. Then she wouldn't come downstairs. I used to have to go and take her meals upstairs. She wouldn't even go in the bathroom. I had to get a bowl and sponge her down, and I fed up of that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, it's not much fun, doing that,
That's pretty bad work.
I think she did have a baby in the end. I left, I went. She said, she came to my mum's house. She says, Mary's leaving. She says, she had a good job. I don't know why she's leaving, because she had a good job. And she said, well, I think she's just fed up of doing housework and all that. And I knew there was a toy factory in Iron Bridge. You'll never believe this. So I couldn't ride my bike. I tried to learn to ride a bike. I asked, there was an old bike up in the garden somewhere. And I said to my mum, will you teach me to ride a bike? And she said, no. I asked my dad, will you teach me to ride a bike? No. I asked my brother. He said, well, I better not if they aren't. So I thought, blow that. So what I did, I got the bike. I used to take it up a country lane. And you know where the verge is? There's a verge, I used to, can you imagine? I used to get on and off. I taught myself to ride. I used to fall off all the while. But I taught myself to ride. And if I didn't fall off twice, I did good. And so I said to my mum, I'm going down to Iron Bridge. But she said, whatever for? I said, and asked them if they'll set me on. Well, I was about 17 then. Well, they set you on at 14, see. So I managed to bike down there. I only fell off 2 or 3 times. Probably 2 or 3 times back, but I'd get on again and start again.
There's some steep hills too.
Sorry?
There's steep hills getting to Iron Bridge too, aren't there?
There's a big one like that coming back. And so I went and asked the manager. And he said, how old are you? I said, well, I'm 17 now. He said, well, you're too old, really. He said, usually you set on at 14 and then you run about, as they call it, look after other people, and then we give you a job. So he said, I'll think about it. So I never heard. So about 6 months after, I went again, exactly the same again. And he said exactly the same again. So after another 6 months, I thought, I don't know how I did it, but I thought, I'm going to go again. 3 times.
3rd time is the charm?
So I went and he looked at me, he said, I'll tell you what. If I set you on, I'll give you I'll say 6 weeks. And after 6 weeks, if you're no good, you'll have to go. Well, I was there about 40 years, so I must have been all right, mustn't I? And they put me on the sewing machine. Instead, I shouldn't have gone on really. I should have gone on running about first and looked after them, fetch cottons and wool and scissors, whatever they wanted. But put my sewing machine, and that was it. I was on the sewing machine till I left it. I left it when I was about 60 odd.
Is that monotonous work or is that fun work? Well, you get paid, so it's good work.
Well, I hadn't got any other way of getting a job. So it was a job. Yes, I didn't mind it. And I met a lot of friends there. Yeah, lots of friends there. And so then we used to go about. I used to have to bike everywhere there, you know, because in Iron Bridge, they lived in Iron Bridge. But if I wanted to go out, I had to bike all the way to Iron Bridge and back.
Well, so tell me now, back on Dial-A-Ride, do you know the driver, Peter, the one that picks you up? He picked you up on Friday.
Different ones every time,
I know.
more or less, yeah.
Do you remember Peter from Friday? Last Friday?
I don't know his name, but I remember him, yeah.
Yes. What do you think of him as a driver?
He's going to give up.
No, what do you think of him? He seems like a nice guy.
They're all. I have women as well sometimes, and I've got no complaint with the drivers. They're lovely. They come and they bring me bags in. They carry me bags to the back. Yes, nothing wrong. They're all great.
Let me just look at my notes here. What do you think of young people today?
Not a lot. Because I don't think they're taught to say please, thank you, and I don't think, probably their parents, see, in my day, just the dad worked, but now I think the parents have to work, whether they want to or not, whether they want more money, they want to live better. So I don't think they look after the children like they used to. I mean, where we were, as I told you, there was 10 old ladies and men. And if ever I went to the shop to fetch anything for them, and they give me a penny or twopence, my mum would say, take that back. Take that back. That person can't afford to. So whenever I went shopping for them, whenever it was, they'd give me money and I'd say, no, thank you. No, I won't have it because my mum will make me bring it back.
Well, what do you think about they're always on their phones? They're always doing this.
Every time I'm on the bus, I see them. Yeah.
So what do you think that that's good or not?
Well, I suppose if they want to do it, they're not doing harm to anybody. The same with people pull gay people to pieces. And to me, there's nothing wrong with gay people. I'd rather have a gay person than a murderer or a rapist or a burglar coming. So what's wrong with him? He just likes another man, that's all. Nothing wrong with him.
That's very nice. That's very progressive, nice of you to say. On the kids though, do you think that's healthy for them to be on the phone so much?
Well, I suppose they're used to it. I aren't. I've only got a little tiny fiddly thing, you know, and all I use mine for is if I want a taxi, or I ring Donny when I go out. I ring and see how he is. That's all I use my phone for. But today, I think I've seen more things going on than anybody else has for my age. More than my mother saw, you know. So I can't grumble at them because if I was born into this age now, I'd be like them. So they can't help being born into this new age. It's there. It's given them. I mean, when I went to school, I had to learn the 12 table from 1 to 12 times table, and I know it now. But I mean, when they go to school now, they have a little computer. Well, I mean, they're put there for them. They're going to use them, aren't they? So you can't blame them. But what I blame youngsters for is knowing right from wrong. They know when a thing's right and they know when it's wrong. Then these lads get these knives. They know it's not right. They'll go and knife somebody, they don't even know them. Well, they know that's not right. Would they like somebody to knife their mum and dad?
Of course, yeah.
So, nothing wrong with children, but I don't think that they're taught enough.
And what do you think of Facebook?
I don't know it. I've never been in it. I don't know what it is. It's you can talk to people. No, I've never done it. 'Cause we haven't got a computer, and I don't want one.
Why not?
I hate them.
Why is that?
Because I've never used one, and why should I have to if I don't want one at my age? And if I was about 60, yeah.
60.
If I was about 60, I wouldn't mind having one and going into it. But at 88, why bother?
Well, you might be more connected and less isolated. You might find more friends.
Yes, but you're not mixing with them, are you? And you don't know who you're picking up.
That's true.
Yeah, you've got to be careful.
Very true.
They get on your nerves, computers. They ring up here, and can I help you with your computer? The times I tell them I haven't got one. Tony next door is the same. In fact, he puts the phone down on him. Have you got this on your computer? Can we come and tell you about your computer? He said, I've told you 10 times I haven't got one.
I was going to ask you one more question. Do you regret not letting your wife learn how to drive?
No, I wish she could.
You do regret it then?
You are?
You do regret it, and I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wish she could.
I wish I took no notice of you.
I'd be a bit worried at 88 because you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, it wouldn't worry me because if something killed me, it'd kill me.
Like I say, I wish she had learned.
And I do. I wish I'd never listened to you.
Why did you not let her? What?
Well, men were like that.
Well, let me. Why did you not let her learn how to drive?
But she never wanted. Well, actually,
I did want to.
There was a lady that we know very well, and she said, "Yes, I don't mind teaching her, but nothing come of it, like."
Because you didn't want me to.
You were.
I think he didn't want me to because he knew I'd have the car more than him, probably.
Well, usually.
That was what it is.
Usually they got one each.
But we couldn't have afforded one each.
Well, if you worked different places, you would have to.
We wouldn't. No, we wouldn't have one each. Yeah, that's what it is. He thought, oh, she'll be wanting that car. She'll be always driving. Yes, a lot of things in my life that...
We never bothered, really, like I could drive. We've been all over the country. We didn't go abroad or anything. We always went by a bus company. Used to do all that we know very well.
Let me just look at my notes.
I think the best place I've ever been is Norway. We
Oh,
love
really?
Norway. Yeah,
What
we
did
love.
you like about Norway?
They liked us.
The sun was out and it was snowing.
They liked us. One or two Norwegian people said we like the English. And you could go. There'd be snow there, and one morning we went up in the snow, and we were playing in the snow with just a t-shirt and trousers and t-shirt.
No, that sounds very nice.
It's beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful.
Let me, Joe, have you been listening? Yes. Any questions that you can think of?
What like?
I don't know. He might think of something. Do you have anything that you'd like to add while Joe's thinking about questions he had? You can, about anything, really.
What would be the best thing that could happen in terms of staying connected?
I mean, I was in hospital for 3 months. That's 12 weeks. And Mary never missed one day coming to see me. And Mary was in hospital once, and I never missed one day.
What do you think of love?
Okay,
What do you think of love?
love. Well, I've always loved Mary, and she's always loved me. We like I say, we've never had anything.
We'd never be with anybody else.
We've never had anything to worry about.
I would never ever go with a married man, even if he was parted. Because I'd think, well, how does she feel? I wouldn't do that on anybody, even if I wanted him. I wouldn't go with him. Never go with a married man.
We've never thought of anybody else. We've always been so close.
No,
We've been
because
very, very close.
We've always been together.
We've
Everything
never,
we've done, we've been together.
We've never gone out without each other.
Only since you lost the car.
Yeah.
And now I do go out to get a bit of company. That's all.
And Joe, the question about it was, how's the best way to stay connected?
Well, I mean, putting money aside or anything, since they live out here in the country, what would,
Did you say?
anything was possible, what would be the best thing?
If anything was possible and money was no object, how would you stay connected? And your health was no object. How would you stay connected to people? What would you do? You could have them all over here, you could drive, you could fly, you could...
Well, I always wished I could have more money. Always wish I was rich. Perhaps that's in me from my father, you know. I wouldn't treat people any different because they know better than me, and I'm no better than them.
See,
I mean, just because I have a lady coming for 2 weeks now, 2 times I've had a lady come and help me work, housework, and I don't think, oh, she's helping me, I'm the boss. I don't think that at all. So I'm no better than her. She's no better than me. We're the same. She's just helping me out. She gets paid, but it doesn't matter.
See, when we got married, I had to help my parents and Mary had to help hers with money.
And whenever I made cakes or a sponge, I always made 2. I used to take them over.
Well, all right.
And we used to buy coal for them.
We wouldn't
We
call
were very
her.
good to them.
And her dad, as we thought was her dad, Mary had to wash his shirt and iron it for him.
Because he liked the way I folded them.
I would like for you now just to look right at the camera and smile for about 10 seconds.
Where's the camera? No.
Right, yeah, this one right here. And if you would both look and smile. And now, Mary, if you would look at Donnie and then back at the camera. Go ahead and look at Donnie. And now back at the camera. Okay. Well, let me just finish the two cams real quick. Let's try that one more time, Mary. Go ahead. When I say...
I won't do what I did, though.
Yeah. All right, ready? And now back to the camera. Now look very seriously at the the camera here.
Not smile.
No smile.
Yeah.
And now turn your seriousness into a smile. That's lovely. Okay, thank you. You had a question, Joe?
Living out here in the country, and this is to each of them separately, what does it feel like to be lonely?
So Joe asked, let's start with you, Donnie. Just set the camera. Living out here in the country, Donnie, what is it like to feel lonely?
Well, I don't feel lonely. I mean, I suppose I'm used to it. Like, I'm lonely. I'm lonely because I can't get out of the house. That can be lonely. But I'm interested in cricket and football, so I have got the television, and I do watch sport on that a lot. Like, Mary doesn't mind at all. She doesn't mind me watching
He watches it
sport
all
at
day, but at 7 o'clock onwards, it's my turn.
But like Mary said, she doesn't care for sport, but she understands people that do, and she understands people that don't. There's nothing wrong with them that do, and there's nothing wrong with them that don't.
And Mary, what do you like to watch on television?
My favourite programme, more or less, is
The Super Vet.
anything with animals in. And there's a programme where they go to a house and they do it all up and do the garden as well for somebody that can't do it, that's been made ill or something, you know.
That sounds like
And I enjoy that programme. I love to see the face when they're walking. And see
They've
the
altered
lovely
all the
houses
house and
out.
everything.
And they do the garden and everything. You know, if they're disabled or they've had an accident and they can't do it anymore, you know.
And what is it like for you living? Joe? What was the lonely question?
What does it feel like?
What is loneliness? Let's see. Okay.
Loneliness feels emptiness.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
Loneliness feels emptiness.
Emptiness. Can you explain what that means?
Just like when you've drunk your drink and it's empty, you think it's gone.
Empty, like your heart.
You keep wishing things that were different than what they are, you know. I wish I lived near the town or anything. Because I'm all town, you see. Donnie doesn't feel that.
What's that?
And Donnie, what is it? What's the feeling of loneliness when you do have it?
Well, like I say,
I don't think he does.
I miss it when Mary goes to town, which I understand she's got to go. And
It's only 3 hours.
And I go with Mary, and on everything she's gone through, I think it's very, very sad what's happened with her mother and father, and her boyfriend punching her black and blue. I mean, when her shoulders and arms used to be black and blue.
But what does it feel like when you? Okay, so when she's gone, what's the feeling you have?
If what?
What do you feel when she's gone?
What, you mean shopping?
Yes.
Well, I think to myself, you know, she's only going to be away about 3.5 hours, and there's a lady down the road, which she sees on the bus and talks to a lot, and that, and it's mostly she goes. She has a coffee, but she goes shopping, and all that.
So, what does loneliness feel like? How would you, if you were to describe loneliness to somebody who didn't know what that was, how would you describe the feeling?
Well, it's hard to say.
I don't think he's ever felt lonely.
Do you
Well, you miss, if you're lonely, you miss people, I suppose.
Do you ever feel lonely?
So, well, it's hard to say. I mean, sometimes I'm glad when Mary gets back. You know, I mean, sometimes I don't feel well, which I'm glad when Mary gets back. I don't feel very well.
So,
Because really and truly speaking, for my age, 90, I'm a very lucky man for what how I am. I could be a lot worse.
well, so, wait just a second. So what is the difference? You feel lonely sometimes. You hardly ever feel lonely. What's the difference? Well, how come you handle it differently than you handle it? I know that you're a townie and you're a country person, but what is it inside that makes you not lonely so much?
Because he's a country person.
Oh, so
Well,
what does that mean?
Country persons don't feel lonely.
You don't need people, or
If we had
I
to
don't
give
think,
this
I
house
don't
up,
think they feel lonely. 'Cause they're used to seeing the loneliness of fields, and they're not lonely, you know.
if we had to give this house up, I would definitely go into town for Mary's sake. I'd go,
But I
I'd
wouldn't
go.
do that because I know he wouldn't like it.
but I'd go.
so you wouldn't like it because there's too many people?
Yeah, he'd hate living in town.
Well, like I say, I was born in a very small country place. You wouldn't know it, a place called Wyke, between Munchwannock and Broseley, which you wouldn't know, like. But apart from that like, I don't know, I mean, like Mary she catches the 10 o'clock bus and she comes back on the 1. So it's not long. And I can sometimes watch the telly and fall asleep.
Are you both happy?
Pardon?
Are you both happy?
As
Yeah.
happy as you can be.
Yeah.
I think I used to be happier when we could get about more. But I just dwindled into accepting it.
I still wish I got my car. Because like
I
you
do.
say,
Yeah.
I used to,
Because sometimes we'd have breakfast and we'd say, let's pop to Wenlock for a coffee. And you get in the car. Wenlock's only about, we can do it in about 10 minutes in the car. You just go and have a coffee. Might meet somebody, you know, and look around the little shops. And
it was, losing the car, it's been hard for both of us.
yeah,
It's been hard for both of us.
it's like losing your legs.
But
When was the last time you had somebody at the house?
pardon?
When was the last time you had somebody over to the house here?
Visitors.
Well, there's a bloke just across the road. He comes to see us a lot because I was in bed once for a month,
Who's that?
Keith.
Oh, Keith.
And he used to come at night and make sure I was all right. If I get out of bed and on that, he always makes sure.
But we used to, when we had the car, we had a lot of friends. They often come here, we'd go there, you know. We used to go dancing when we were younger, like, we used to go dancing, pictures.
We've got nothing to
Had a
complain
good
about.
time.
Really, really, truly. We have got nothing to complain about, really.
I have, being old, I hate it.
I know Mary said I'm 88. I said, well, I'm 89. I'm 90. In November, I'll be 90.
And I'll be 80, I'll be 89 in March.
Yeah.
Hate it.
But
Why? Why do you hate
It's
it?
horrible. Well,
What's
it's
the-
horrible.
What part?
Yeah. Well, you can't get about.
Is that the worst part?
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't got your friends now.
I mean, I'll get out in my wheelchair and go down the path and look at the gardens and all that and watch Mary doing a bit of gardening and things like that. But
He's
I
quite
just,
happy doing that.
I just can't
not.
help her. I can't help her. It's no good.
Well,
That's
see,
heartbreaking.
it should
when I
be. My
can't.
father shouldn't have never brought me here. Because it's a different life. And I haven't adjusted. You'd think I'd been here all that long while. I'd be crunchy now, but I'm not. I made up my mind I wasn't going to like it.
Did you try to like it?
No. Because I hated it so much. I loved living at Walsall so much.
There's one thing we both wish, and that was that we'd had a child. We never had any children. 'Cause
Yes. No.
they'd have a
We
car.
wouldn't be so lonely now, yeah.
They'd have a car. If it was a boy or a girl, they'd have a car and take us.
So having children, that's one advantage. They would have a car. They would be able to drive.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, let's stop there with the interview. Unless Joe, you can think of anything else.
No, that was good.
That was really good. Let's end it on an up note, though. Tell me what you like most about Mary.
Well, for what she is, you know, I mean, I tell her sometimes, she works herself terrible. She cleans this house over and over again. Like you say, there's no dust. But I think she works too hard for her age.
Well, my mum was a worker in a cleaner in London, wasn't she? So it's in me.
It's in your blood. You had a
Blood.
supposedly a really rich father, and you had a very good, cleanly person.
I don't think I've got much of him in me. I think I've got my mother in me. Yeah.
Well, and what do you like? What's one thing that you really like about your life here? You have to pick one. There has to be
Here.
something. Here, yes.
That's a lot now.
The garden for one.
Oh, I like doing the garden.
She used to be a very good cook, but she
I don't like cooking now.
gets her down a bit.
Yeah, you only have so many years of cooking.
Oh, the cookbook I've got, and I look. Well, I used to do that, and I used to make that, and I used to make that. Well, I can't be bothered. Why make it when you can buy it in Tesco?
You can get to Tesco. You can get to Tesco. Okay.
You know.
I'm ready for a cup of tea.
Yes. Joe,
and,
would,
and you know, I've been in there looking at these scones, so I'm dying
Ah.
to eat one.
so if you would make sure Mrs. Hill has the mic on her so she can move around.
Yes.
And
Oh, do you want to?
You're not moving at all, are you?
You want to undo me, do you?
No. Well, actually, if you could stand up, we're going to make you mobile. with this. So we need to find a place, if I can.
Anyway, yeah.
Here, if you want to just clip it.
That's my hanky.
Okay.
I'll never buy any more trousers without a pockets in.
No kidding. There we go.
Now, I would like to watch
And
you
pull that
prepare the
down.
tea, so I'm gonna wanna.
Yes. And then what we'll do
And
is.
my waist looks a bit bigger now
Well, we're not
because it isn't big enough.
It'll be all right. And then if you could tuck this inside. So I don't want to do it. I'm going to let you do it. Just tuck it in. There you go. Just so it doesn't show.
How's that?
Fantastic. Perfect. Don't come in here yet. Okay. Did you leave her mic turned on or no?
Check.
Okay. I need to just check. I'm sorry?
Would you check that his is on as well?
But you don't want it running right now, do you?
Yeah, let's have them both run.
Okay. All right. Mary's is running.
I wish I could.
Yours.
Oh, I can. Not for long though.
Perfect. 1 second. I've been watching your birds. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
watched
they're
them.
lovely, aren't they? No, you know, well, I won't have cats.
You have cats?
I wouldn't have cats.
You wouldn't have
no,
cats.
no.
Huh? Let me get behind you.
Okay. Have you been sitting in the conservatory then?
No, I've just been sitting right here in the kitchen.
So, you go ahead and prepare the tea or do whatever you want, and I'm just gonna get a few shots.
They've been going hard now.
Oh.
I only made them this morning. Push that drawer it. Have you heard of the IFAW animal thing? I've got animals all over the place, everywhere.
Just ignore me like I'm not here while I shoot you getting things ready. Where are you going to take all this? Out into the living room?
Nest.
Okay.
You want me to bring them in?
Not just yet. Let me get behind you here. You going to pour that water into that pitcher?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll get a shot of that.
it won't be long now when the light goes on. You're more for coffee, aren't you, you Americans? Drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah. What's a tea house like? I've never been to one.
What's that?
What's a tea house like? Or tea room? Tea room. What is that like?
Cafes and all that. I used to go to them a lot, yes, yeah, all right. Got a lid somewhere. Have 2 clocks. Don't think we're odd, but that one, fingers move sometimes. But I like that clock so much, I keep it. So we have that one, keep the proper time. Now, do you want me to take it in?
Yes, please. Do you have any place to put it though?
On the table, I think.
I think the table. Wait a second. We should hold on. Hold on. Go ahead and put it back down. Joe.
Yes.
I think we need to do the living room.
Nowhere to quite put the tray yet.
Oh, I understand. Okay, I'm gonna move all this back.
You've quite finished now, have you?
Yeah, we finished.
So we can put everything back where you
Yeah, I'm
want.
gonna
Yeah.
put it here, yeah. I think we're gonna go and look outside at the garden, have tea.
And Donnie will be able to come out with you if you want to. Be able to on his walk, won't you?
This is one against here, right? How does this go?
Yeah. Just missed the bird a bit. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
A little rug.
See, if I got loads and loads of money, what I'd do now is get rid of half of the furniture and get all new stuff.
I know what you would do. You'd put a toilet in down here.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, the furniture is very stylish. I know you're probably tired of it, but it doesn't look old-fashioned.
It must be about 50 or 60 years old.
That's in style again. That is. That's very stylish. The chairs look great. I love those chairs.
You get rid of those chairs, I'll take them.
When I'm gone, you can have anything you want. I don't mind what. Because if I'm gone, I won't want anything, will I?
I could put it in the coffin. You don't need a chair when you're where you're going.
Up there, I think, where the top there. I'm afraid I've moved him around that much. I broke two ears on a horse down there. That's my nail fart. Ah. Donnie's got a phone like that, but I've only got a little tiny one.
Yeah, mine.
So, do you want my phone off?
Oh, it's up to you. I turned it off.
Well, it's still running.
No, you asked me to turn it back on.
But, okay, so I'll let you.
You want to leave mine? Yeah,
I wondered what that was.
Yeah, let's keep your mic on.
So if we could run this back up here, up the front again. Yeah, there you go.
Like this?
Yes. Anyway, you know, don't worry. Don't worry.
Mike for the
I'm not
being.
fussy like that, you know. I
You never
don't-
know. You might say something that will be incredibly
I know
useful.
where you are, but you don't want the next 3 weeks to find little things. Not quite
It won't worry me. I've got all the time in the world, haven't I?
Lights here.
I got the other light down.
Put away.
Whoop. Gosh, but all trying to put it all back, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should just throw it out.
Because you've got to put it safe, haven't you?
Absolutely. And everything has a place.
Yeah, I bet, yeah. Do you ever leave anything behind? You have to get some more.
Well, yeah. We try not to.
Well, yeah, I bet. Yeah. But I suppose it's with such a lot of it, it's easy to forget something.
It is. We keep lists.
make sure we
Yeah,
check them off.
yeah.
Make sure we
It's a good idea, yeah.
we try.
Have you been together long? Many years?
Many years. Many years.
From young men then? Well, you're young men now, but when you were boys.
Not quite that.
I just checking his cricket score.
Age is relative, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it is, yeah. Until you're as old as me, and then it's horrible.
I was talking to a young man yesterday who was 23, and so it made me feel old.
Why, how old are you? 40?
Oh, bless you. 55.
Well, you don't look it. My goodness. I wouldn't have thought you were anywhere near that young,
Thank
that
you.
old. No.
Thank you. I think, it's also age is also a state of mind, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, as long as you're fit, you can do what you want, can't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And especially when you work for yourself, because, nobody can stop you doing what you want then, can they?
Nobody's going to stop me. Stu, did you bring the other light out?
Just two.
Right. I'm just wondering where the other one is. Is it still out there? Oh, it's on the stand.
Okay, Mary.
Oh, I was hoping that you got to empty your bags all over again.
That's been done before. Okay, I think we're ready for the tea, if you are.
Yeah?
Mary, go ahead and bring it on in.
I can just let me. I need to get out of her way.
Okay.
Just give me one moment.
Sure.
Don't worry, I'm not bothered.
I don't want you to trip. I trip on these cables all the time.
When I'm out, I'm careful now, especially going downstairs and all that. Not because I'm worried about me. I'm thinking, well, if anything happened to me in hospital,
You're absolutely right.
that's it.
I have a good friend who, she's a little older than me. She's almost 60. She very active. She tripped in a parking lot of a market a couple weeks ago. Down like this. She broke her wrist in 3 places. She's now depending on all of us to help her
Yeah,
because she can't do anything.
horrible.
She can't drive or, she can't work.
Yes, and it's so easily done. So easily done.
Happened in 2 seconds. She tripped on a dog.
Nothing hardly, yeah.
So, okay, I am out of your way. There we go. We are
Am I ready for
we are
enter
ready
now?
for the tea.
Okay, hold on.
Me in here, though.
This is decaf tea, so it won't send you to sleep.
Action.
I'll see where you want it to sit, and then I'll put a table for you for your food. And I've done some in case you don't like jam, because Donnie doesn't like jam.
What's the other one? Oh, just no jam. I see.
No, just a bit of cream on. Okay then, ready?
I just have one question for you. Who did you make all this for?
Who do I make it for?
Who today did you make it all for?
Oh, for you.
For us, the crew?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, if anybody comes, I usually make a cake or something for them. Yeah. It's only manners, isn't it?
Pardon me?
It's only manners.
Okay. Let's stop for a minute.
Yes, manners mean a lot to me.
Colors are important.
Yeah. You don't want to sit?
Oh, I can sit.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
sit there.
yeah. Give me the table to yourself. And will your friend sit there?
Yeah, 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 I can sit there.
Sorry. I'll put there for the sugar. It's not sugar, it's Canderel.
Gotcha.
Can I come in, Stu?
Yep, I'm done.
Major development.
Do you like not much milk or a lot of milk? Not a lot. I know a lot of people who don't like much milk.
Well, I like hot tea, and it cools it off.
Well, this has been made a bit now. It won't be very hot.
You say you're at Liverpool tomorrow?
Oh, we came here from last weekend.
Oh.
Last weekend we were, and I'd never been. I don't.
How's that?
Oh, that's
We've
wonderful.
never been.
Thank you so much.
There's not too much milk, is it?
There.
Is your friend the same?
Yeah, it'd be the same. Yeah. Have you been to Liverpool?
No. The bloke next door supports Liverpool.
Yeah?
Just by the color, I know.
Just the colour, you know about that, yeah.
What do they support?
Shrewsbury, I suppose.
Cardboard.
I support the Wolves.
Oh, yeah. Go by colour, do you?
Wolverhampton. Well, I have done since I was about 14. I've supported the Wolves.
So what are all the teams around here? What do they have in Birmingham?
Oh, there's Birmingham, and then there's West Brom, and that there. And then, Aston Villa. Yeah. Top.
Well, I just now noticed all the plates with all the different animals on them.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Save your clothes.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Better get it on that than get it on your clothes, isn't it?
Indeed. Especially when you're traveling, you don't have all your clothes with you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I should spread it out. It doesn't, you know.
Where are you stopping at the moment? Shrewsbury?
Sorry?
Stopping in Shrewsbury at the moment?
Well,
Yeah.
we're staying in Shrewsbury. We have friends.
Oh, yeah.
We like it there.
Yes, we like Shrewsbury, yeah.
Wow, thank you. That. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try one of
Take some more, yeah.
We don't care for Telford a lot. It's busy up there.
It is busy.
Well, there's no bus to Telford. I wouldn't mind going occasionally, but there's no bus.
There's no bus.
No. Used to be years ago. Little old man. It was so nice. Little old man used to do it, and some little old ladies used to, in the village, used to go to market and take a little bundle of something in the garden, you know, and he'd help them on the bus and all that, you know, and then he packed it in to all, and I think. I don't know, Midland Red took it over. Somebody took it over, but they give it in. It must probably didn't pay, so there's nothing there. No.
This is very nice of you. Thanks.
Oh, this is so nice.
You all got something, have you?
Yeah. This is just lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now you make these scones a lot?
Yeah, Yeah. I make, mostly I make apple pies and scones and like a sponge sandwich. And I make this a lot as well.
No, I'm good. I am good, thank you.
But I thought you'd rather have a scone, so I didn't say these
I
for
was
you.
just about to say, you know what, I like to bake as well, and these scones are probably the best scones I've ever had in my life.
Good, thank you, thank you.
Did you marry her for her scones?
I don't think many 88s do much cooking or anything.
Do you all have pictures of yourselves from the old days?
Oh, I've got a lot, yeah.
I'd love to take a few
Yeah.
pictures of those. I mean, I can take them with our camera.
Yeah, we've got a lot of all from our holidays as well.
What about wedding photos?
Do you know what?
That was
I had a
Granddad
21st,
she was a nice dog.
and I told my mum I was getting married. She said, "You can't have a wedding. You've had enough. We'll give you enough." So we said, "Well, we're getting married anyway." So we got married, and Donnie had his brother, and we had somebody else just down the village. And then from there, she did a little bit of food, and we went straight off to Bournemouth for our honeymoon. Yeah. She said I couldn't have a wedding, and I would have loved a white wedding.
You could still have a wedding.
Fancy trying to. I'm going white. I'll go in this. No, she wasn't very nice. My sister had a white wedding though.
It's quiet out here. Lots of birds.
Too quiet.
Too quiet for you.
I don't go to people's houses.
No.
How often do you talk to your neighbors?
We used to go out with them for dances and all that. But her husband's got Alzheimer's very badly, so he doesn't like people going there.
Any others?
We talk to Tony a lot. That's all. Comes over sometimes.
Like that, across the road here.
Yeah. Well, there's 8 people that have died. They've been here. They've died while we've been here. There's more people in the houses now, like, but there's 8 of them. One bloke was 90.
But we don't go around and eat people's houses. I suppose what it is, we worked, and when we come home at night, I was busy doing housework. See, so I didn't have time to go in people's houses, so we've never done that sort of thing.
The other people that live here, though, these other houses, are they younger, or is everybody around the same age?
But no,
There's an old lady
younger.
that's a bit older than us. She lives over the road.
Older than you.
Yeah, she's
Wow.
got 2 sons to look after. But all the others are young,
Young. With family.
except next door. She's 9 years younger than me, next door.
The reason I ask is when we pulled up, we rang your bell and we were waiting for you to come to the door, the outside door.
It never worked then.
Right, okay. So, a woman stopped, she saw that we were waiting, and she stopped and out the window said, no, you open that door and go knock on the inside door. Well, we didn't know. So I assumed that she was one of your neighbors that knew you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I know the nurse, she used to just knock and walk in. We told her to walk in, like, you know.
Tony next door, he's 68. But he's very good. He'd do anything for me. Anything. Very good.
Mow your lawn?
No, the gardener does that.
He used to, but he got a bad back now.
One more. These are so good.
We'll have another one.
No.
I've only made them for you.
Okay.
We'll take them.
We'll take them home.
I can't do one more. I'm
Sure.
Come on, positive. Thank you. They're delicious.
We got
There's yours. Want another? More tea?
Yes, please.
I think there's some of that, yeah. Shall I just put a little drop of milk in?
That'll work.
Is that? Does it taste horrible after having coffee all the while?
No, it tastes better.
You want some more in yours? Or?
I'm good, thank you.
I drink every day both tea and coffee.
Well, that's what they call decaf tea. It doesn't send you to sleep, so you won't be nodding off.
Good.
That's good. You have a lot to do. I need to stay awake.
You've got a lot to do this afternoon, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose there's a lot sorting it out, isn't there?
Yeah. We talk about a lot of things, so. Definitely wasn't a dull interview, like some of them are.
Have you got a lot in common with each other? Do you like the same things?
Yeah. So we both used to work in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
In the entertainment industry. And Joe used to work on game shows
Oh, yeah.
and courtroom shows.
Talk shows.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have courtroom shows here? Do they have shows where they have court cases?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, they have a judge and the judge,
Yeah.
the judge rules.
Yeah, there's one on that, yeah. And you have a lot of chat show, yeah, what should I say?
Talk shows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cookery. Oh, yeah. And I've really gone off cookery. I hate cookery now. I do it, only because we've got to eat.
What do you usually cook?
I do meat and veg. And for a couple of days a week, when I go shopping, I get something I can just pop in the oven. Oh yeah, I did a Sunday lunch yesterday. Chicken, broad beans, parsnips, potatoes, Yorkshire pudding,
Wow.
and stuffing.
So you cook sometimes.
I did that yesterday, yeah.
Did you do that just for the two of you?
Yeah.
Wow.
That'll last a week a little bit.
He'll look at it and say, I say, oh, get in and eat what you can. And then sometimes I'll do fish and chips. And
Where's the nearest chip shop?
no, there isn't. I just buy it from Tesco, yeah. And sometimes I'll do sausage and vegetables, meat and vegetables, chops.
I didn't hear in the interview. Did you are you still getting together with Maya on Fridays?
She said she didn't really know Maya that well, that Maya came up to her.
I didn't even know her name. I wondered who you were talking about.
It was a,
Really?
a man who was kind of, I don't say harassing her, but was giving.
Well, that's what she said.
Yeah, and so Maya came up to Mary and said, "Can I sit with you? Because there's this guy bothering me." And that's how they got to know each other.
Oh, I didn't know
She said, can I come and sit by? And so I thought, well, yeah, save her feeling embarrassed. So she sat by me. And the next week she'd come again. I thought, I wonder whether he's there again. I don't rather be on my own. I get the paper out. I buy a paper, bring it home, you know. But she still keeps coming, so I thought, well, if you want to, you want to. But she doesn't, you know, she's not who I'd pick as a friend. But I don't mind.
We don't get to do that always. We don't always get to pick our friends.
No, no.
But I get what you're saying.
Maybe she's lonely.
She must be lonely.
Yeah, she's got children. I think she's got a son.
Yeah.
And a husband. She's got two, I think. Or she's had. She's got one she goes to see, I think. She doesn't live there. I don't know whether he's in hospital or something or something like that. 'Cause I haven't asked her. I haven't asked her about herself. I didn't know you were on about when you said Maya. I don't even know. So I only see her. I'll go and sit down, have a coffee, and then I'll say, well, I'll better go and get cracking. And sometimes she's standing out waiting for me when I come out, you know. No, you can't shake it. No.
She's a fan.
I think she likes me a lot. Yeah, she likes me a lot. I don't say I like her a lot, but I like her. Nothing wrong with it, you know.
It's hard being popular. Not everybody's.
Yes, you're very popular.
I'm gonna go take some pictures of the outside of the house. That's okay. Maybe if you had some picture albums with some photo pictures.
We can get some ready. And do you still want to leave him mic'd? Any reason to, or?
Why not?
Okay. All right.
Just like to have that pack
Yeah.
on the floor or something.
Yep.
Okay. I better.
You want Donnie to come out as well, do you?
No.
No. It's all right, is it? It's all right. Without him, is it?
That's okay. So, if we'd love to look at some photo albums or pictures.
Yes, if you've got time, by all means you can, yeah?
We have time. Can you bring them out here, or?
I'll bring... Do you want to go to the garden first? I'll get them out while you're doing that. Have you had enough to eat and drink?
Yes.
So, Stu, she's going to get the pictures out while you're in the garden.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the garden.
Okay. Great.
Got thousands.
Thousands of people.
Yeah. Must have thousands, yeah. Got old-fashioned ones, as well as coloured ones, you know.
Yeah.
When we were kids.
The black and whites would be great.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot of when we were kids, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, chance of rain. Can I help you with this? Can I help you bring? Can I help
No, finish your tea.
Okay.
I'll look for the photographs.
Don't forget this, Mike.
No, we're gonna leave it on you. We're gonna leave it on you right now, just in case.
So you're covered.
You might say something, brilliant.
Might say something you shouldn't as well.
Well, it's okay. We'll edit around that.
No, that's one thing, we don't swear at each other.
Yeah.
I swear to myself when nobody's about, but we don't,
No,
we made up our mind, we don't curse each other, no. I'm going to bore you stiff with these.
You want many?
Huh? We've got an extra bed upstairs if you want to stay the night, but I think that you'll be as long as that.
When we leave here, we're gonna go over to Roxeter.
Sorry?
When we leave here, we're gonna go over to Roxeter
Oh, yeah.
to, do some.
Oh, that'll be interesting. We've been there. It shows you on television, they did a big programme, we watched it, building a house like they used to.
Oh.
And they were doing it exactly. There was only one thing that had to not, it was something that was that heavy, they had to use a barrow or something. And they said, we didn't like doing it, but that's the only thing that we didn't do like they did, you know. The house, you'll see, it's quite big. I wouldn't think it was a working man's house. I would think it was, could be the manager's something. It's, when you see it, it's too big for an ordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, the little men's work, you know, ordinary workmen, they have little cottages and little stump-down old places, don't they, you know.
Big house.
It's quite big considering, I mean, it's quite long, you know, it's, when we, I think to Donny, they should have put furniture in really,
Oh, it's empty.
and make it look, whether they have now, I don't know, but when we were there, there was no furniture in, but they hadn't done it long, so I don't know what it's like now, it might be better, you know, but it's quite interesting. It's just like it was years ago, because all round there is what they've dug up, you know. There must be all sorts dug up there.
The Roman ruins.
In fact, all over England.
I know.
Stuff must be in the floor. How it's got there and not, whether it's gone down instead of up, I don't know. When about our house in a few years' time, it'll be all down there.
Yeah, including us.
Yeah, including us. I know you won't have time to see all these things.
Well, just pick out some of the, you know, the ones you think are the best.
These are from our holidays.
Oh, that's great. And then maybe some really old ones. Black and white.
Those holidays. And these are very old ones.
So, do you want to sit down here with me and tell me what I'm looking at?
Yeah, if you want me to tell you. Yeah?
Please.
Yeah. I better get my glasses. Shall I move this away for you?
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Give more room now, right?
Oh, okay.
So let's just start with this one.
Oh, that was our wedding anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
This was our, was it 21st? Our 21st, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or the 25th? 25th.
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 25th wedding anniversary.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's
See, you had hair there, look.
Yeah. Okay.
He used to have beautiful hair. It was like little tight curls. Oh, I used to love it. I used to think, I wish I'd got it, you know. Little tight curls. Oh, it's beautiful hair. Didn't you? You used to have lovely hair, Donny.
All right.
Are these all in these brown
Yeah,
ones, all
yeah.
from the same?
That's Donny's brother.
I see.
One has died, and that's his wife, and that's his sister.
Uh-huh. And this young
That's
man.
one of his brother's sons.
I see. And so, do you still talk to this one?
We see him occasionally. He comes when if we ask him.
I see.
He used to come regular, but I don't think they come so much now because we don't own this house. And see, they would have this house if we owned it. See, so but we don't own it, so
I get it.
they're not interested. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what people are like, don't you?
Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are, it's all the same. So, okay, so that's from...
Donny looked quite young there, didn't he?
Well, you both do. You both do. You look great.
He's still got that suit, but he can't get it on.
He still has the same
He's
suit?
got 3 suits he can't get on because I was always buying him suits. I used to keep him very nice.
That dress is great. Do you
I've still got that.
You do?
I wouldn't mind being buried in that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Do you ever wear it?
Well, we used to. When we go dancing, I don't wear it now.
Okay.
Family.
So now, who is this?
She was the one that took the photograph's girlfriend.
I see.
That's how she came to be about.
I see.
And those 2 are sisters.
And
And that
do you ever see
And
him?
that man is a brother to Donny.
And so he's also died.
He owns those girls.
But he's passed.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They all died in the 60s. His 3 brothers.
And these girls, do you see them?
The one died.
This
No.
one died?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. One of them died. Yes. And another one lives away somewhere, so we don't see her.
And who is this?
He's one of the other brothers'
And
sons.
Do you see him at all?
No, don't see him much now.
Okay.
No. Families don't get together like they used to, you know.
That's true. I have nieces and nephews that live 10 miles from me.
Never see them, no. No, it happens.
Okay, that's nice. So these are all from the same.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, that's a nice picture of you.
That was nice once.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. That's a great picture. That's another copy of that. Okay.
It's my cousin's daughter and her husband. That's a friend. And that's a friend. He's dead now, but she lives up Yorkshire.
And this guy?
That's my cousin's son. My cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, my cousin's son.
Do you ever see him?
Brother and sister. I've seen him at funerals and things, you know, but he lives up Yorkshire as well.
Oh, I see. You don't see them regularly. Okay. Okay. There we go.
That's my brother. It's up there now. That's his wife. And that's my lovely auntie and uncle. I love them.
Uh-huh.
They're dead now,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
Oh, that's my cousin and her husband.
You look really good there.
We used to think we looked alike each other. I used to, in fact, we were in the GTC, the Girls Training Corps, and they used to say, "Your cousin's coming now, you know, isn't she like you?" And we always thought we thought we were cousins. She knew we weren't. That's the one who's told me. The other name, that's how we got a birth certificate.
Oh, really?
That's the lady next door, and that's the one with Alzheimer's.
I see. Ah, okay. The one here with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's her mum.
So you guys have been neighbors all these years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we used to go to dances together, yeah.
The rest of these are all trips. Okay.
That's the garden, isn't it? Yeah, it's our garden.
This is.
This is our garden, like it used to look.
Oh,
nice.
I see.
You see what I mean?
Now there's more gravel, right?
The back we gravelled, yeah, because there was we had 4 lawns at one time.
Oh, I see.
But we gravelled the back to make it easier for Donny. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, we had a much nicer hedge, see. Much nicer than it is now. Because we were always in it. We're always doing something at it.
You had time to do it. Who's this?
Oh, that's our lovely little dog, yeah. She was a stray. We'd had 3 pedigrees, and I said, let's have a dog as nobody wants, nobody loves. And we did. And she's the nicest little dog we ever had. That's our back. You've come on to
Okay.
somewhere.
So now this is going on a trip or something?
Have I written? Our garden, my ballroom, and our station, Switzerland.
Oh,
Switzerland.
I got it.
There are 4 people we used to go about with. Yes, I know, a holiday every year, but she died, and he's died as well now. There's not many of us left now of the set that used to go about together, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
That's the buses used to take, the Alcocks. Donny loving my friend up.
Now this was 1996.
Might have been, yeah. Yeah.
That's what that said.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's a nice bulb, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
Must have been the dining room, I think.
Okay. Here we are in 1996.
Oh yeah, I'd be grey now if I didn't dye my hair. It would be absolutely jet grey.
You look good.
It's the hairdresser's fault. She said, put this on. It's a little bottle, and they're that big, and you spray it on. I said, no, I don't. No, she said, go on, go all gracefully, come on. And 2 or 3 times I used to go, and she said, in the end, I said, for goodness sake, put it on. And so she put it, and she said, and this is the rest. Like she put it on every week when you wash, put it on. And I thought, oh, I'll take it home with me. But I do.
And you use it. And you like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all that matters. I'm going to leave this one open right here so you can talk to Stu about it on camera. And then these are, these are good. I'm going to put these down here if that's okay.
Yeah,
You can look at those.
of course,
And,
yeah.
You know, when you can talk to Stu about who's in those pictures and
Yeah.
who's passed away, just like you did with me. This is another trip. Right?
Norway.
This is Norway.
Yes, there were some lovely water fountains and all that there. Lovely place. We loved it.
I've never been to Norway. I'd like to go.
Beautiful it was. We went to, where was it? I didn't say, the main,
Oslo? Oslo?
where was it we went, Donny?
Where?
When we went to Norway. Was it Oslo?
I forget. Norway. I forget, Mary.
Big time we went on a big boat, didn't we? Yeah. I forget now. It could have been Oslo. It's one of the big main ports.
I would love to go.
But we were snapping all the while, you see, you know.
Yeah.
It's boring to other people, but, you know, when you're doing it.
No. You know, it's good that you do this. I don't take enough pictures, so.
That must have been right aside of a big waterfall. There's a lot of them.
Oh, isn't that nice? Okay, we're going to stop right here. That's very nice. So that's Norway.
Those are very old.
Oh, yeah? Oh, my.
So I've taken some out. And that's my cousin when she got married.
Okay. Now, what year was this? Written on the back.
I'd be about 17, I think.
1917? Wow.
No, I'd be about 17.
Oh.
No, because he was in the war. He was something to do with the war. He was some sort of officer in the war. He's nice, lovely man, Dennis. And I was bridesmaid. And that's me, and her upside down.
And who is this?
That's my brother.
Ah.
No, it isn't. It's Donny.
That's,
It's Donny.
this is,
When he-
wow.
He only went in the army just to train, and they got him out after.
Okay, we need to talk about
And
those
that's my
pictures.
brother. That's my dad. Well, I thought this is my friend, and this is me. There, I was a little train bearer,
Uh-huh.
and the schools, May Queen,
And who is this fun woman?
Auntie Molly. That's Auntie Molly. She's lovely.
She looks like she likes to have fun.
That's who I wanted to go and live with when we come down here.
She's got birds.
Yeah, she some seaside place there. Yes, when I come to down here, I hated that much. I said, can I go and live with Auntie Molly? And she wouldn't let me, but I wish I could have done.
Oh yeah, she looks like fun.
She lost her husband.
Uh-huh.
He was in the First World War,
Uh-huh.
and he come out and he was ill before he went in, but they took him. He got a bad chest. And when he come out, he was very, very ill, and he didn't live long. And she was only a few months old
Wow.
when he died.
He died right after the First World War.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Okay.
And she went out to work.
Wow.
She gave Marilyn a lovely education. She had singing lessons and speech lessons.
I need to take a picture of this picture on my phone. That's just wonderful. I think that's just such
Oh,
a
he
great
loves
picture.
Auntie Molly.
It's a great picture. Just, 1 second.
Like she wasn't my Auntie Molly. And she told my mum, apparently, she said, Chris, you should tell that girl. Tell that girl that that she's adopted. Tell her. But they wouldn't tell me. She said, you should tell her. It's only fair.
They didn't tell you?
And they wouldn't tell me, no. No, none of them would, see. That's who I thought was my mum. There used to be a lot more photographs, but I've taken them out
These are
to
fantastic.
show people.
That's a great picture.
He does look angry, doesn't he? And I was at school. That's my my headmaster. And I wrote to him when we come here. And then it is when I think he must have died. Yeah, yeah, that's my school. And that's a friend. She's died. She's dead now. But that's at her wedding, and I was her bridesmaid.
And who is this?
A friend.
Okay.
And that's my cousin Marion. And my mum took that before we come round here. That was my brother and me. And they got the doll, and she was saying, "Be careful on the roads." And the doll was the baby watching, you know.
That is so funny. He's wearing a dunce.
Little dunce cap, yeah.
dunce
He said, I looked across the road.
I can't
Something.
read that. It's hilarious. Oh wow. Okay. Now, who?
A friend of mine has died, and that's another friend. That's the one that's lived in Yorkshire now. And that's me when I was little.
So you have a lot of pictures of friends.
And that's me.
And what I keep hearing from you is, oh, that's my friend, but she died. And
Yeah.
so most of them
That's
are
a
dead.
friend. Before we come here, more or less.
Yeah.
Where we lived, and I told you there was old men and old women. That was some of the old men.
I see.
Knew it. And my mum used to say, because he used to talk to himself, he used to laugh at him. And now I think she shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have made us laugh at that man
Yeah.
because he was lonely.
Yeah. Yeah.
She did a lot of bad things that I realise now weren't very good things to do.
She wasn't very nice.
No, I don't. And my brother,
He's passed. Yes.
in his uniform.
He passed away.
Yeah, that's the one up there.
Oh right. Okay.
That's my little sister. Where is she? She's one of those bridesmaids. There. The one is we hated each other because she made us. And there's Auntie Molly again.
Oh, I see.
She was lovely.
Different picture.
Yeah. And those are Welsh. That's my cousin. That's Auntie Nell.
Mm-hmm.
And Auntie Nell's husband. That's my dad's sister.
Mm. I see.
Oh, that he used to live with us at his wedding.
Is this the same event? These two pictures?
No, they're different people altogether.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Try my glasses.
No, I'm okay.
Try them.
Your glasses.
See, they're better than.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, keep them if you want on.
I have my glasses in my pack. You go get them.
And that's my grandma. Let me have a look. No, that's Donny. That's Donny and me.
that's
It's some seaside place.
That's the two of you. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just put that one out there. I want to make sure that.
Yeah. And that's Winters and Friends. We used to go away for the day together sometimes. Donny used to come as well. And that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my sister. That's my cousin again.
Well, we definitely need to go through this on camera.
These are all at Wales with the Welsh family. And we were on the beach. Some of these were on the beach, like, And that was when I was, that was on our honeymoon.
Ah.
And that.
Lovely.
Yes, we were on our honeymoon in Ilfracombe. Was it Ilfracombe? Yes, these are all on our honeymoon. Friend we met there. They're in the same place as us. So we got together, They just got married the same day as us.
Ah. Wow. Wow.
All black and white things.
Just amazing.
We used to go away when we were kids every year because of where my grandma lived. It was only 2 minutes from the sea.
Oh yeah. Who is this?
Grandma, they call her, in Welsh, a grandma is called Mungi.
Okay.
So that's
Oh, I see.
Mungi.
Mungi.
Yeah. My dad's mum. See, I've taken some out. That was at Wildfeld, somewhere in England you wouldn't know. And that's my brother's 2 children. And he committed suicide.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I think he was gay.
Oh.
I think he was gay because he lived in London and he used to big shops. He was at shop, in charge of the windows
Oh, I see.
in some of the big places in London. And he had something, and the doctor said if he had it again, it'd kill him, and he did. They didn't tell me. We just gathered, didn't we, Donny?
What's that?
We just gathered as Don had. He died from that disease,
Oh, AIDS.
Yeah, he died from
Oh, I
AIDS.
see.
But they haven't told us, but we know because his mother said, she said, we haven't had to do a thing for the funeral. She said, the men, his friends, have paid for the funeral, so it shows, doesn't it?
I see.
And I wish I could have said to her, in them days it was hush hush, but I wish I could have said to her, Dorothy, I don't mind. We loved him.
Yeah,
He
it
was
doesn't matter,
our
right?
lovely David.
Yeah.
That's another friend at work. Don't you, Molly, again?
I see that. Yeah.
And that's it wasn't that Alzheimer's, and you know.
Oh, that's your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my dad giving. That's her sister of mine's wedding. The wedding.
So how come your sister got the big wedding and you didn't? How come?
They said it's because I had a big 21st.
Big 21st birthday.
Yes, so she said you can't have it.
Can't have both.
So I didn't tell anybody. I was frightened to tell anybody I was getting married.
Because people would ask.
They all thought it was I was pregnant. See, I think they did. You know. What's that?
Who is this?
Oh, over the road. Oh, look, little Tom. Donny's brother's. He's older now. He's a girl over the road. That's all she is. And that's Donny's sister's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his brother. That's his mom, yeah. And that's his brother that was in the Navy.
I see. Okay.
Got
So,
some relics
it's taking
here.
a bit longer for me outside. If you want to just snap some with your phone, that'll work. Maybe if you do
I can do that, but you know it might be nice. This book is amazing. I mean, these are black and whites that go back decades and decades. You may want to shoot just a little bit of Mary telling you what the photos are
Okay.
as well. I'm not saying we have to do it right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It sees better than you, does it?
So,
This book I've identified is really good. These are from vacations. But this one, I mean, these are really old.
If you look at that one there, I'll show you. That's the house we used to live in before we went to that tumble down old cottage. I wrapped it up, see, because it got all broke. I hate them things.
When you look through that, you're going to see a young...
Oh, and there's me and my brother Don sitting on the wall.
This is a nice house. Stu, when you look through that...
And we come from that. We went to a little tumble down old cottage. It should have been ripped out open, you know.
That's amazing.
So I keep that in there.
Stu, when you look through that, you're going to see a young man with an amazing head of hair. And that is Mr. Hill.
And those are old things, very old.
I think we have enough here to work with.
I'll take some of these.
It's my cat.
Oh, what's his name?
Dublin.
Dublin. How old is he?
Dublin is 10.
Well, he's a good age then.
Yeah.
And they do live a long time, don't they? Young animals, like dogs and young cats, live longer when they're young. The big dogs don't live so long, do they?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah.
Small dogs live longer.
Yeah. Yeah, my mum had 2 cats, and they were 21 when they died.
21.
Yeah. What were they, Donny? What were they? Tosh. One was Tosh, and the other Sandy. Tosh and Sandy.
Those are amazing.
They are. I think some from the 50s, 60s would be good too.
Okay.
You know, what was really interesting as we flipped through that is Mary was saying, "Oh, that's our friend so and so, and that's so and so, and they're dead." And they're dead. I mean, all of her friends are dead.
Yeah, Faith, so when you're my age, that happens. God, that was a long while ago. That must have said dance or something.
This one?
There must have been, yeah.
This one needs to go back. This is Donnie and Mary.
Some very old ones, that.
Yeah.
That's nice, isn't it?
It is nice. I'll take a picture of that.
That's at the quarry in Shrewsbury. I think that is as well. And that's another of our little dogs.
I want to find some pictures of you too.
Might have been some gardens we went to as well. I've been up in a balloon twice.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, I've been in a balloon twice. Donnie wouldn't go, he was too frightened.
I've always wanted.
I've
to
been
do
with
that.
her, in her.
I've always wanted to do that.
Oh,
Oh, look at that.
that's the place we stayed at. I haven't seen these photographs for years. You don't keep looking, do you?
No, I don't. I'm the same way. Is that you?
I hope not. That's somewhere abroad, as you can see.
Yeah. They're on holiday someplace.
Look how nice and upright he was then.
Yeah. Oh, is that Switzerland? Austria?
Could be, or Austria. Yeah, we like that. Nice at Austria.
Don't take my picture.
Yeah. Funny man. It's, you know.
I'm gonna take these two. How you doing? Did you get everything you need out there?
Out there, yeah, sure did.
Did you get the birds?
Got the birds. Bees.
That's where, did I say? Italian and Switzerland, yeah. Oh, I think you've seen that, haven't
I
you?
did, yeah.
Starts with the garden, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. These I want to get.
I don't know whether some of those are older. In those,
Did you want to see this again?
not, some of those up there. It might be more interesting
I
for
saw
you.
these.
Oh, that was Donnie's works. There's me and Donnie.
And how old is this, would you say?
I would say about, we were about
50s?
20, 30, something like that. Something like that.
Wow. Be careful with it. Right here.
Yeah, that's me and Donny.
It's too bad this picture is ripped up.
That's the way aboard, yeah. Oh, no. That's my friend that lives up Yorkshire. It must be up Yorkshire. Yep, that's it, yeah. Oh, that's me at work.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
There's me.
Oh, we need to get a picture of that.
We used to make them 6 foot tall for shops in London, but outside.
When you were working at Ironbridge?
Yeah. It's a little dog. I don't know what that is. That's it. Is that? Oh, it's the same. Same as you're looking at now.
It's the same front.
Yeah, same front.
It's a cat.
We've still got them there.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Dude, look at this. This is a newspaper clipping.
At work.
Mary working
Some of us
at the
older
teddy
ones.
bear factory.
Yeah. Old friends. Yeah, she my big friend, she was. Oh, that's Donny's relation. That's one of his brother's sons.
This is that same girlfriend that was in that other picture.
No, it isn't. No.
Oh, she
no,
looks the same.
No, she looks like
Doesn't
it.
she?
No.
Same hair.
Yeah, she. Now you come to say she does look like it, but that's me,
Oh, yeah.
and that's one of Donny's brother's wives.
Okay.
Must be some wedding or something, I think. And one of our little dogs. There's a little dog up there.
Mm.
That was at some wedding. That Donny's, her husband was a sailor. The one that's, I said, his brother.
Oh, yeah.
Brother was a sailor. That's. That's a bit.
Let's hope
Oh
we
yes.
can find some pictures just a little bit younger.
That's where we used to go on the holidays with Alcox. That's somewhere abroad, I suppose.
This looks like about 1975, something like that.
Yeah. That lady, my friend, we used to live close to each other, very close to each other, and
This one?
yeah, we didn't go to school together, but we used to go out together, and she used to go up to our house, and I used to go to hers, you know. And then she got married, and he committed suicide because
Is this here?
that's yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the back.
that's our back, yeah. That's when we had the lawn.
Right.
Could see how it was going a bit.
Right. These are all amazing black and whites. I'm sorry, not black and whites, but this is their 25th anniversary. I wanted to get a picture of this clipping.
Okay. I'll start with that.
Okay. So where was I? Oh, there we are.
I think you've gone through those, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yes, like I say, our garden was much nicer than it is now.
Still very nice.
There's still more in there, but I didn't bring them out because I thought you got enough to go home with.
I think this will be enough.
In Switzerland, we only stayed overnight in Switzerland, and
One night?
when we came away, the hotel, they had all flags up, waving us off.
Really?
Yeah,
Where were you in Switzerland?
where they all go to. Where is it? You know, they all go.
There's what, Lausanne and
Where they go to the big meetings.
Lucerne, Geneva. Must be Geneva.
Where?
Geneva. Lucerne,
Zurich.
Bern.
Are you thinking of The Hague? In Amsterdam?
No, I know it as soon as I heard you say. They go.
Bern, Zurich.
They go. It's a big holiday place as well. But I notice they all go there for the big meetings in Switzerland.
St. Moritz.
Forget now.
What's the lake?
Oh,
All the big knobs you see go there.
what is that name of that lake?
Government, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to know it. Nice place, yeah. In fact, I bought some earrings from there. Yes, I remember there was a nice shopping centre walking along. Not a big shopping centre, just a nice small one. Switzerland, they don't do anything big and posh and nasty, do they?
I'll find out the name of it.
When you get old as me, you forget, see. Your memory goes, you forget.
I forget my age too.
You forget as well.
I do.
Yes, I go to tell people something and I can't think what... I know what I'm on about, it's there, but it's putting names. Terrible.
Lake Geneva, Lake Lucerne, Lake Zurich.
I could think where it was.
Bern.
Pretty much all the same. Looking, I looked through all of these, nothing that is easily identifiable. Look through these together. Yeah, definitely nothing from the 60s. I mean, some of these could be late 70s, early 80s.
Ah, the Pisa.
Yeah.
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
Yes. Gotcha. That's what she was thinking.
Ah, yes. But you couldn't go up it.
Sorry?
You couldn't go up it.
Well, no, we weren't allowed to go up there if we were standing outside, yeah. I've got loads of mugs from holidays, and and we used to go to a lot of concerts. Where the firm I work for, he used to set them up in our Sonos Stars in Wolverhampton and Birmingham. Would
Oh
be.
yeah.
Seen Mamma Mia, and I've seen what's her name?
you get a picture of this clipping of the teddy bears?
I did.
Okay. That's so amazing.
Cats. Seen Cats and the Buddy Holly one.
Hello, cats.
Yeah, the Buddy Holly one. And you know, I can't think of the name now. Phantom of the Opera. We've seen that as well. Yeah, yeah. Seen a lot of those. In fact, if I got loads of money, I'd like to do is go to London and stay for about a month and go see all the shows.
See all the shows.
Yeah.
I've been through the rest of these. I think they're pretty much the same.
Okay, good.
Have you got enough now?
I think so.
So we'll go take a look.
We know where you are. We can come back.
Yeah, we know. Yeah. I'm going to say, someone sit down. I'll put my glasses, but I'm doing the last time. Come and sit down if you like. Meet your friend. Yeah.
I'm just gonna finish my work here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be interested in those.
Joe Robbins can do tomorrow. Okay,
On to Molly again.
Molly, so she has something about birds on her, doesn't she? She likes birds.
She was good in the garden. She loved her garden, yeah.
That's amazing.
Lovely lady.
Ah, some square photographs too.
Square photographs.
Yes. Oh, these are clearly 60s. Okay, so here, let me see here. Oh, these are good. Okay, these are 60s and 70s. Alright. Who is this? Who is that?
Auntie Irene.
Okay.
My auntie, favourite auntie and uncle.
Okay. We need to find
My dad's people.
some more.
Welsh there.
These are the discard. It's not them. It's very stylish.
I can't see. I used to have good eyes, but I don't know. Bloody hell, I've put Who did you say?
Oh,
Got it past it now.
I think so. I think Stu has it.
That's at a dance, yes, I remember that.
These are more recent.
Oh, that's my boss.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. When I worked where I worked, that's my boss.
What's that? Where's that?
Oh, that's at work.
Uh-huh.
Some party we had,
Okay.
and
That's not bad.
that's on my machine. The machines there.
Okay.
was abroad. No, not that, the one was. It's such a long time ago. It must be years since we looked at these. I think it's very similar to what you've seen before.
Yeah, that this is from that same
Wedding.
anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Of the wedding. Okay. Got two more for you.
You photograph of buildings and things, do you?
It's 1:52 right now. Yeah. See if we need anything else and then we'll come back. Yeah, I think so.
You may want to just get this one here of an area of work. This is very similar to others that we have. Shall I just put it in here?
Yes, anyway, yeah.
You don't know these are organized?
No, no, don't bother where you put them there. I expect when we go, it'll just be destroyed.
I hope not. You should pass these along to one of your nephews or nieces. No?
I don't think they'd be interested, would they?
What's that?
Andrew and Graham interested in our photographs.
Keeping the family photographs?
Andrew and Graham. Take our photographs.
No, he said, would they be interested in our photographs? I said, I don't think they
No.
would.
Keeping them.
I don't think so.
They're not that lovable.
Oh.
No, like I say, if this was our own house and we said, Graham, Helen, this is yours when we go, they'd always be here.
Yeah.
Mind you, they've had my sister and her husband, but they both died now. They had a lot of worry with them. But like I say,
They had their bungalow.
you were.
They had her bungalow.
Oh, we had the bungalow, yeah.
That's why if this was ours, they'd be here all right, seeing what you want. And,
I understand.
and I said to him once, I said, don't worry, if we need anything, if we go ill, I said, we'll ask the authorities. We'll go to the authority, we won't ask you. And I said to Donnie, if I won a lot of money, I do crossroads and things, you know, and if ever I won a lot of money, I'd just leave you to a dog's home.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it outside.
A lot of work with it, isn't there?
It is, and it takes a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
we were here last, and we will still be working on this through the end of the year. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
And did you have some good photographs from last year?
Yeah.
Oh, well, like I said, what we got of you on the bus was amazing. Yeah, it was really good.
You work for yourself or a company?
No, for ourselves.
You work for yourselves.
Yep. We do. As a matter of fact, we may go on the bus with you again this Friday.
Oh, might you?
Yeah. Is that all right with you? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
We'll check with that Ryan.
I'm sure you can't wait to see May, is it? Or whatever her name is. She knows my name. but
Maya.
Maya, is it?
Well, we won't shoot coffee again.
No,
that was a little stressful.
No, we don't. We just want to get you on the bus.
Yeah.
Be easier. Okay.
You've been very patient with us.
Well, I thought you'd be here quite a while, so it's your day.
Well, we're grateful for your time. Thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome.
And the scones and tea were delicious.
Seems as if we've got an important, what shall I say, life or important things to do.
Oh, just things.
Yeah, just things.
We're very lucky we get to do what we like to do, so that's very rare.
Yeah, it's, working for yourself is great because you're working for yourself.
Yeah.
At the same time,
Yeah.
you are not guaranteed a paycheck each week.
No, that's it.
You're constantly worrying about how we're going to pay, for everything.
Yeah, well, when Donnie worked, there was the four of them, and sometimes the blokes that work there, they have, how many did you have? Quite a few men. They went home with more money than they did sometimes. You can believe that, can't you?
Overtime.
Totally understand that.
Where were they gone? Are they finished? Are they finished?
Everybody's available tomorrow. Well, let me go ahead and take the microphone off of you.
Oh, yeah, I shouldn't forget. Gone nice again now, isn't it?
Yeah, it started to sprinkle a little bit when I was out there, but thank you.
There we go. And then I'm going to unclip this here. And you just pour it on through.
Right?